All right, guys, I want to give you a loader update. It's been a while since I've posted anything, and a couple people have been commenting on when they're going to see part two. Been a little busy picking up a couple things, been going to the cabin with the summer happening and getting stuff done up there, but I have managed to get a little bit more done. I think in the last video I kind of capped off at the basically just parts. I didn't really have, I had it together, I had taken it apart, and then put it back together, and I didn't really give you guys a great video. I guess from what I had done to now, I've gotten the loader quite a bit done. I got the pivots fully welded. I gotta tap some grease zerks in there, and I think I'm gonna machine some new pins. Also, sorry, I'm kind of filming off my phone right now. I lost my GoPro in the river, unfortunately, on a canoe trip, so I can't zoom out any further, so the video might be a little shaky or different. But yeah, I'll just go over the base for right now. I still went with the brand new Harbor Freight Predator. I think it's a 15.9 engine. Everything is, as far as the drive system, is working awesome. Idle, can pivot on asphalt just fine. Nothing seems to be flexing, bending, or doing anything goofy. So I think as far as the pump and the drives, basically it's perfect. The only thing that I thought I made a mistake on, I definitely, obviously budget reasons, I wish I would have got a little bit nicer valve. It is a tad bit jerky, but thinking when I bought the hydraulic drives, I didn't know that I had made a possible screw up, but right there is actually a third port. I have a plug basically in here and then pressed in with this pipe plug for right now. It's not the way I want it, finished product, but because that valve is so jerky, this is actually meant for almost like a poppet or a cartridge valve that you can adjust for flow or pressure. I got to do a little bit more research on what I actually need to make it right, but the jerkiness of the valve, I think I can get it fixed with getting an adjustable cartridge valve to either limit flow or pressure. That'll probably be like something I buy when this is all said and done, because you definitely need to, ease into the hydraulic valve right now for it not to go all haywire. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. It's definitely not the smoothest hydraulics, but it can work just fine if you know what you're doing. Yeah, so this is a little bit more of the drive system that I have right now. Greasable pillow block bearings, size 50 chain, inch drive shaft going through, and then I have a sleeve basically right here just to kind of stiffen up that drive shaft a little bit. I think the only thing, if I do change it, noting when I have load on there, I might kind of cut this out, bring up a piece of square closer to the tire. That way there's not so much axle sticking out. Yeah, other than that, the drive system's working good flow, great pressure. I've got the pressure relief right there on the valve set at, I think, like 1500. I haven't worked it a ton yet to really see what it can handle or need before, stuff starts breaking or getting worn out. So I kind of have it at a safety setting. But the loader, I kind of had to work with the cylinders that I had got for free. So the loader will definitely go up, probably 5.5 feet. And then I finally got everything figured out to where I can get, I'll be able to get a full bucket tip. Right now with this quick attach plate going straight up, the cylinder's maxed out in that one direction right now. So basically when I build my bucket, I think it's got to be, I can't remember the degrees. I have it written down, but basically this is going to be a full scoop position. And then normally with that bucket laying flat, that hopefully that cylinder is going to ride mid-range, and then I'll still be able to get a full tip out of the bucket. Yeah, right now I think I need to do a little bit more welding. I'm going to do some gussetry work right here, but all that can kind of be done here and there before I actually paint. So I got to make one more order on hydraulics. I got to, cleanly plumb the tip bucket cylinder up the loader arm. I've got to make a couple T connections up there to go into the other cylinder, and then I am going to run 1/4-inch flex line. Hopefully figure out how I can mount it clean to run it down this rail, and then do like the welding. There's hose clamps that you can weld on, and then they clamp the lines down. So I'll probably run that for the auxiliary hydraulics once I get all this stuff. So there's still, structurally, there's a lot more gussets and stuff that I need to put on, but as far as it being able to work and watch it function, just to make sure I don't have to cut weld and redo something, it's been amazing. Actually, I've driven it around. I don't have any videos of it driving, hoping when it's tacked up enough and all the functions are working, I can hopefully have my wife Kate take a video of it working and moving around and stuff like that, because that's basically what everybody wants to see. But I just wanted to give you kind of a part 2 update, because it's been a while since I lost my GoPro, and then I was like, well, I guess I could shoot some video off my phone, which is actually probably better quality than my GoPro anyways. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, I can get a couple more close-ups of the pivot pins. I basically just have like cut down square tubing for all the pivot stuff. I had leftover angle for the quick attach, or leftover rectangle tube for the quick attach. I just welded it right to the quick attach right here, and then I'll probably run like a triangle gusset here as well too. Like I said, I wanted to get everything halfway sort of tacked up and welded, that way it could function, and then I'll support here and there as I see needed. Yeah, I think once I get the plumbing done, I do need to run like a piece of C-channel across, make some 45 handlebars, that way you can operate it nicely, and then I'll probably bend some sort of dash that wraps along the top and then straight down. So that'll finish up that. I gotta put this battery tray in, because this motor is electric start. So I'm gonna run just a typical lawn care battery, and then I'll run 12 volt up the top. I'll have electric start, and then hopefully on the dash I'm gonna put in a toggle switch for probably 2 pod lights that I'll just tap into the top here. That way you can see while you're working if it's dusk on, morning or night. And then I was gonna inlay some angle, hoping to find like some thicker aluminum grating or something like that it can rest in, and I can get some grating clips or something like that. So that'll finish up the back half. Once I have the bucket cut up, I'm going to use the rest for gussets, and then hopefully I did buy I think it's a 4x8 sheet of 3/16 mild steel. So hopefully with what I have left, I can make an actual skid plate for the bottom. I did try to rest all this spider web, network flush with the bottom of the mainframe. So when I do finally cut the plate to fit, I should be able to just jack it up. Everything should, touch. I can run little stitch welds if I need to. I have yet to see any of this stuff flex yet, but I would like to at least run a couple stitch welds just to stiffen it up. Trying to think what else I missed. I think that's probably it for right now. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm headed up to the cabin for 4 days to get some electrical work done and get some firewood cut for the year. A little hot, but that's all right. If you guys have any more questions on the skid loader, I'll definitely answer them. I'm halfway confident on the hydraulic setup for the drive portion. I can, if anybody else has any questions or a similar build, I can hopefully direct them, you know, get some of the research out of the way if you guys are just kind of looking to buy and build. But at least I can point you in the right direction for what I bought and what I'd change my mind on. But there's not much. I think I've sized everything correct, and a couple of the mistakes I made, like on that drive motor, are probably actually going to benefit me. The little cartridge valves are a little expensive, but I think if it makes the operation of the valve a lot smoother, either by restricting flow, I think it's going to totally be worth it. And the one thing I was worried about weight-wise, you know, just the weighting of it, it's perfect, actually. I'm standing on it right now. I think the bucket will probably be another 130, so I think it'll be just about right. Might have to run some rear ballast, but like I said, I got a battery and some grading and a dash and whatnot, so I guess we'll see how much it lifts, and if I need to run some rear ballast, then so be it. Pretty excited, and it's finally kind of coming together. It's been a project for a few months now, and hopefully I can finish it up this summer and shoot some more video for you guys. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna probably end this part 2 video then.